Lance O'Sullivan reckons he's got it, and I agree with him. Very close. Number 5, Cyclades. Second in the Auckland Cup, and has gone one better here today. Just grabbing Ebony Honor. Fourth place in the big cups, and Blanchard over on the outside as we watch the replay. Lance O'Sullivan put him to sleep midfield on the inside, got the run through.
And proving too good, Lance O'Sullivan in the saddle. Again, apologies for that that traffic jam of meetings with New Zealand, 9 minutes late on the running of their feature, the Wellington Cup. Now, this workers' meeting, the racecourse workers' meeting with the Racing Victoria officials has broken up at Caulfield. We're awaiting news through on what has transpired. There's still a few of them huddled, as you can see on the left there. Interim's Randwick as we await the race time. Treasure Time, Larry Cassidy in the saddle, and winning trainer was Max Lees, and it proved too good. Treasure Time, a Secret Savings filly. We should have very, very soon. Alf, what's the latest following that discussion with the racecourse workers in Racing Victoria?
Well, Brendan, we're going to get it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I've got Peter Young here. Peter's the vice chairman of the Melbourne Racing Club. And Peter, very disappointing at this stage.
Very, very disappointing. Elf, the scenario is that the horses for this race have all come back. Hopefully we can get on with racing, which is why we're all here as soon as possible. It's extremely disappointing. The men, the ground staff, elected not to meet between races. They've elected to hold up the racing. They've elected to meet in front of the barriers. The horses can't be put in, and it becomes a horse and a safety issue. And of course the horse is paramount in this situation. And so the horses have come back to the stalls, and we're just waiting on an answer. We've done our best. It really is a Racing Victoria issue in many ways, but it's extremely disappointing. It's extremely inconsiderate to the horse, to the public, to all those people around Australia. And I can only say we're doing our best.
Peter, I'm led to believe that there's two issues here. A work-related issue, which is separate to a race day issue.
Correct. There's an agreement in place in respect of race days. The agreement, the dispute at the moment primarily is what happens Monday to Friday on temperature days when it reaches 35 or plus, what they should work and under what conditions and what time off on full pay should they have. And it's just advantageous and somewhat opportunistic that they take this opportunity to disrupt a race meeting, to disrupt a long weekend and Australia Day meeting. Absolutely disappointing.
It certainly is. Now, I'm under the impression that you sent 2 representatives from the Melbourne Racing Club around to the meeting?
We've done our best to try and have some input, but of course there are union representatives there. We're trying not to incite in any way the meeting. We were hoping that the ground staff would have a lot of common sense and respect both for their own jobs and the club, and it's just disappointing, this outcome. They've had ample opportunity to consider the issues. They certainly could have responded prior to today, but more particularly, they could have responded prior to or during the break in races, the 35 to 40-minute interval, but they elected not to.
Yeah, no, it's a very unfortunate situation. Well, you're doing your best.
Thanks, Alf.
Peter Young, the Vice Chairman of the Melbourne Racing Club, and it is a very unfortunate situation, and well, I suppose Racing Victoria, they'll address the problem in time, but I am led to believe also that this meeting will go ahead. So punters, don't worry just yet.
A bit of tennis going on the big screen behind you there, Alfie. Maybe we can get some respite there.
Yes, well, obviously the heat isn't worrying them, and let's face it, there's a lot of money on offer here today too, Brendan.
Sure is. Well, we've got the Australia Day Vase to come, and the likes of Pure Theatre. That black type is worth so much to owners.
Oh, it certainly is. You know, I really can't understand it. You know, it's not as if people, ground staff, look, whether I'm really in a position to comment about it because I don't know a lot about it, but gee, horse and rider, they're under a lot of pressure out there. They cope with the heat. They're fine athletes. Like, okay, these lights are pretty hot on me too.
Yeah, you're only about 8 degrees shorter than Magic Millions Day. Ask Larry Olsen how he went up there.
Yeah, I can certainly appreciate how he did it pretty tough up there too.
OK, mate, runners are parading at Eagle Farm. If you're following the tennis, it's a set all. Hingis serving is 1-2 in the third set. New Zealand 1 for 74 in the cricket against Australia after 17 and a half overs. But importantly, we're after a winner. Correct weight we have on the Wellington Cup. Correct weight Randwick. We're awaiting a scales report from the previous race at Victoria Park. So that's the scene at Eagle Farm. Randwick, let's look ahead. 6th race on the card. Ratings going this way. Recall, Lanolin and Little Indiana against Zarayev. It's 3-4-7 from number 1. Ian Craig made them 6 from 3, 2 and 1. Zarayev's at $5.60, one of a couple of Gay Waterhouse train runners. The other main chance coming from the stable in this event is Recall, 3rd run back. Jimmy Cassidy rides for Gay Waterhouse. Wide open betting race, Time Off's at $4.20. Len Beasley rides Time Off for trainer John Hawkes, winner of 2 of its past 3. Over the page, there's one more. It's Our Midnight Star at almost cricket century odds. Correct weight we have at New Zealand. That is the scene at Randwick. Still, we have this scene at Caulfield with the racecourse workers dwelling at the start. As we await news from their meeting with Racing Victoria, we hope to update you on that very soon. Just reached 35, so 34.7 some 20 minutes ago. That last race was due to go at 10 after 3, so we're approaching 40 minutes, or past 40 minutes past start time. The forecast top was 37, but 34.7 at 3:30, an easterly wind at 11 kilometres an hour. 8 minutes off Eagle Farm, 23 after the hour, so about 14 minutes away from now, 14 or 15 minutes. There's page 1 of betting. Alf made them 12, 7, 2 and 10. 12, 7, 2 and 10. Heading for the start at Randwick, it's $5.40 for Elegant Fashion, who is the top pick in the race from Alf Matthews. If you missed the news in the tennis, Jennifer Capriati in 3 sets. The last set very easily against Martina Hingis. In the cricket, New Zealand won for 115 against Australia in the one-dayer. About to move forward in Randwick. Race number 6, the late mail is 3, 1, 4 and 2 as they start moving into line for the feature race. The favourite here at this stage is the 3, which is Recall, and they're moving into line well. Let's go trackside for the feature at Randwick.
This is the City of Sydney Australia Day Cup, and on track the favourite is number 3. On the tote, number 3, Recall, just 4.30, 20 cents shorter than number 6, and that is Time Off. And equal favourites on course are 1 and 2, Zarayev and Power of Pegasus, just in front of jointly Recall and Lanolin, and then about a point to Time Off. Very, very wide market. Previous race went to number 5, Treasure Time. Larry Cassidy beat 2, Radiance of Apollo, 1, Magic Duck and 7. Okay, they're moving in. This race last year was won by Better Still, Brian York for Gay Waterhouse. Brian riding right. Thank you, Joe, as our pub audience joins us now. And last year, Better Still, Brian York for Gay Waterhouse. Brian riding Zarayev for Gay this afternoon. 2400 Time Off, the last stud winner here. Over 2400 moves in, and we'll soon see action on this upgraded track to good. Soon be off. There they go. And near the inside, Zarayev was best out. On the outside, Time Off jumped away nicely. Lalindiana's running 3rd. Simigan is 4th. Then Our Midnight Star, closely followed by Recall, a couple of lengths to Power of Pegasus. Lanolin is second last, and last of all over on the inside is Djokovic. As they race past the judge on the first occasion, and Time Off leads narrowly from Zarayev. Recall is 3rd, tracking Time Off, and Lalindiana 4th on the inside. Simigan is running 5th, and Our Midnight Star. Power of Pegasus over on the rails, just shading Lanolin, and a couple of lengths further off is Djokovic. Well, little between Time Off and Zarayev as they leave the 1800 peg behind them, and Time Off with a lead of about a half length now on Zarayev, and 2.5 to Recall, getting a nice posse, followed by Lalindiana and then Simigan, 2.5 further away as they go by the 1600. Power of Pegasus on the inside of Our Midnight Star. Lanolin second last, and Djokovic is last, and back about a dozen from Zarayev, who pokes through to shade Time Off now as they go to the 1400. And Zarayev out 3/4 of a length on Time Off, and 3 away next is Lalindiana on the inside of Recall. Another 3 lengths then coming Simigan, then Power of Pegasus, Djokovic on the inside. Our Midnight Star is second last, and Lanolin is last of all. No variation as they work their way down by the 1100 marker and come onto the far corner, and Zarayev leads out for B. York. 3/4 of a length on Time Off. Lalindiana on the inside of Recall. Recall. Both third and fourth runners getting nice posies at this point. Then our Midnight Star, a roughie. Another roughie is next, and that's Semigan. Another rank outside of Djokovic on the inside. Power of Pegasus is next, and Lanolin still whips them in. They're on the side in the Australia Day Cup. Here at Royal Randwick on the inner track, and Zaraya from Time Off, and they've been up in the lead from the word go. Third posse is Recall, and fourth Lalindiana. Then our Midnight Star being hard ridden, making ground as Power of Pegasus. Djokovic is dropping off with Semigan, and Lanolin is last. Zarayev quickens up on the point of the corner and got a break of more than a length on Time Off. Recall called upon by J.A. Cassidy. Wider out as Power of Pegasus. Then Lalindiana, and Lanolin has made a long run. They come to the 200, and Zarayev taken on by Power of Pegasus. Time Off struggles, so does Recall, and then Lanolin. Zarayev, Brian York riding for dear life. Power of Pegasus. Huey Bowman has almost got Zarayev. Is he going to get up? Gee, it's close. Power of Pegasus or Zarayev in a tightie. Third was Lanolin, and fourth was Time Off, and then came Lalindiana, Recall, followed by Semigan, Djokovic, and our Midnight Star was last to complete the course. Photo finish called between Power of Pegasus and Zarayev. Power of Pegasus, $5.40 and $1.80. Zarayev over on the inside when they jumped was $4.60 and $1.80. And as the line has been reached, let's have a look at this replay here. It looks like number two, just in front of number one. Whether that works out, we'll know in just a matter of moments. Yes, there it is. Number two is first. Number two, Power of Pegasus, ridden by Huey Bowman, is the winner. Number one is second, Zarayev, ridden by Brian York. And number four is third, and that is Lanolin at $2, ridden by Glenn Boss. And number 6 was the official fourth Time Off. 2, 1, 4 and 6. The winner trained by Tim Martin. For Nick Moratis by Palace Music from Kyle Moore. Hugh Bowman in the saddle, and has clocked up the mile and a half in 2:31.16. 2:31.16. So Power of Pegasus coming from well back in the field. Zarayev and Time Off disputed the lead until the turn when Time Off in the straight just dropped off, and then it was Power of Pegasus. He was going to beat Zarayev ahead, about 20 metres to go, but the Waterhouse gelding by Zabeel just refused to give in, and it was just on the line that Power of Pegasus was able to poke his nose out and win by the barest margin, a nose, with 2 1/4 lengths between second and third. The time 2:31.16, and the last 600 36.76. And here are the totes.
Okay, Ian, we've had a look at the totes, and if you need to know what the first four is, you've had success with the 2-1-4-6 combination. It'll pay $384.20. Eagle Farm, Correct Weight, Regal Tycoon, Star Thicket, Cetus. The double winning trainer was Bill Thornton. Runners heading onto the track at Eagle Farm, also at Victoria Park. Let's hear what Paul Gatt has to say about our German Street number 10, which is an interesting runner in this race. It's had 8 New Zealand and 3 Queensland starts, but is new to the McAvoy stable.
Time, third Stand By Me from AV8, Shea Spice, Lord Kingston, You Betcha. Too Big for Minetti, the weight and the hard run. Then Knight's Passage, a nice first up performance from Mustonair, and Marin Cheval ran near enough to last.
Winner 10 hour Jermaine Street, Paul Gatt, $15.80 and $3.10. 2 Border Time, $5.10. 7 Stand By Me, $2.10, moving up Caulfield.
Share an affordable De Bortley shortly. Share a bottle of De Bortley Dean. Try Dean Verdello, a semi-dry, perfect summer splash of white. De Bortley Dean, a winner's wine.
Now, waiting those numbers, Adelaide on race 6.
Now, Ascot the third, 1 Miss Bealhouse, 10 and 3, 2 Twin City Girl, 4 21.40, 3 Kumatilla, 16 and 5, 4 Mowgli, 16 and 6, 5 Ride the Eagle at 14 and 8, 6 Aco, 15 and 4, number 7 Petty's Girl, 15 and 5, 8 Spice Miss, 361.70, it's the favourite, 9 Surroundings, 541.20, late scratching 10, number 10 Vanika Bay is a late scratching, and 11 Bow Blessed at 18 and 450 scratch 12. Favourite 8 Spice Miss, 361.70. Tip 9 Surroundings to beat 2 and 8. 9 2 8. The event goes at 4:35. Late mail for 2.
Now 10 2 and a photo, Adelaide. Race 6 we have Correct Weight, the Gold Coast. On race 4, 1 4 2 and 5.
I Stancer to come forward now with Visage, Elegant Fashion, Born Priceless and Gradual. They're the 4 fillies away from the line. And
industrial action, and talks have taken place down there. They were set up before the scheduled 3:10 starting time of race 5, and the talks went on and on and on. They did not involve the barrier attendants. It's important to make that quite clear. It was the ground staff only. But they chose to have that meeting in front of the starting gate, so the race couldn't be run.
Adelaide numbers is called 10, 2, 7 and 8.
Further down the track, but the meeting is going on.
And the Adelaide Totes. Out Jameen Street, 1580, 310, 2 border time, 510, 7 Stand By Me, 210. Quinella, 132.40. The Exacta, 322.70. Trifecta, $1,660.40. The first four, 10, 2, 7, 8. $27,412.50.
And $445 at the moment for the favourite Rapid Woman. Now, Elegant Fashion goes up. Disco Girl is ready with Rapid Woman. American Graffiti set. Born Priceless coming back towards the starting point now.
Cleaning up Adelaide, ahead 1 1/4. New track record, 1:16.08 on the previous.
Now, Born Priceless coming back again.
At the start, Newcastle race 6. Favourite Cusco at 420, 240 a place, 1 cent late, 490 and 190.
Okay, Born Priceless goes up. And we're about to get race number 5 underway here at Caulfield. They're set. The fillies make a good line. Rapid Woman favourite, light blinking on top of the gates. About to go. They stand. Born Priceless fractious. Rapid Woman drawn in. Born Priceless getting up in the air. Settles again. Elegant Fashion the outside. Signal. And they're on their way. Gradual, a little bit slow to get going with Disco Girl, and jumping out quickly American Graffiti, and going fast as Speaker. Over on the inside showing some speed as Rapid Woman right there, followed by Ice Dancer. Going back was Elegant Fashion, further back Petula, followed by Visage, Disco Girl and Gradual. American Graffiti went to the front. Born Priceless striding up now second. Just behind those over on the inside is Speaker, followed by Ice Dancer, Rapid Woman, and on the outside Vickers, a length further back Petula. Just off midfield is Elegant Fashion, followed by Visage, Disco Girl, and 2 to Gradual. Last of all, 600 metres to go. American Graffiti joined by Speaker the fence, a length Born Priceless, followed back in the middle by the favourite Rapid Woman. Fourth coming to the turn from Petula. 2 to Ice Dancer, further back Elegant Fashion, taken wide around Vickers, a gap Disco Girl, Visage. Into the straight they come now. The leader on the inside, Speaker, a length in front. From on the outside of it, American Graffiti, Rapid Woman, then Born Priceless, Petula the rail, and Elegant Fashion pulled out very deep, but Speaker in front at the 200 metre mark, 2 lengths in front of Petula. Elegant Fashion coming home well down the outside. Speaker the leader. Elegant Fashion starting to lift quickly with Petula. Elegant Fashion on the outside goes home better and gets up to win. Elegant Fashion ahead on the line, Petula. Speaker is third, and fourth home on the inside Gradual. Further back in the race then came Visage, Disco Girl. Behind those would have been American Graffiti. Rapid Woman didn't come on from Ice Dancer. Further back then Born Priceless and Vickers near the tail.
Treble to Greg Charles as they move up at Newcastle. 12 Elegant Fashion, 5:20, 2:10 at Caulfield. 8 Bachelor, 6:10. 3 Speaker, 2:10. The Quinella, 73.50, 73.50. Exacta, 141.80, 141.80. And the Trifecta, 857.30, 857.30. Race 5 at Caulfield.
And at Newcastle, Cusco, number 7, 341.50. Centrelate, 510, 180. Third pick, 5 and 11. Freeformer and Never on Sunday on 680 for the win. They're also at the start Ascot for race 3. The favourite is 8 Spice Miss, 321.70.
6 at Caulfield, 1 Pure Theatre, 240, 120 favourite, 2 Bacada, 490, 3 Golden Form, 13, 4 Dash for Cash, 370, 130, 5 Toscanos, 38, 6 Pentastic, 21, 7 Tarcoola Midnight, 14, 8 Trenches, 23, 9 Song, 32, 10 Stacks on the Mill at 120. Favourite 1 Pure Theatre, 240, 120. Tip 1 Pure Theatre to be 247, 1247. Special for the male number 4. That event scheduled for 4:57, 4:57. First 4 on the previous, 12.836. By the way, a long head by a neck, and that time in just a moment. First 4, 12.83 and 6, $7,521.10.
And that race time, 1:10.82. Now, Newcastle almost set race 6, Cusco at 341.60. Centrelate 5 a win, 180 the place with number 5, Never on Sunday, 690 and 350.
Representative Basketball Club handicap. Cusco comes along and the field is set. Stand by for a start. Race 6 out of Newcastle. Ready to go. Set to run.
Rick White, Adelaide.
Never on Sunday standing okay in close. Gates are back and they're racing. Never on Sunday from the inside was one of the best.
Rider